You guys been working in the hospital now and you've done stuff to people, and what do people normally do while you're doing it?
Stare.
You want to look at it.
Yeah,
Right?
you
Like,
watch it.
stick me there. I mean, every now and again somebody's like, I don't want to see anything, you know. But for the most part, they look at it, right? And like kids and adults, you know, they look and they're like, right when you get the dressing off, they're like, ah, shoot, you know, stuff like that, right? So you want to make sure that you get a mask on now, you get your mask on, right, and that you don't have them breathe on it, turn their head away. This is a skill that we teach to family members, non-medical people to take care of people all the time. This skill is not complicated. It is very straightforward, okay? But there is a little bit of a sterile component to it, all right? When we clean the central line, we clean from clean to dirty, clean to dirty, right? So start at the site of insertion and work concentric circles out. Does that make sense? Kind of like horseshoe semicircle things, all right? Your kit comes with a Q-tip in it. You're gonna hold the line up so that you can go around. Sound good? All right. How long do we clean for?
30 minutes.
How long do we let it dry for? Good. No fanning it, no blowing on it, none of that stuff. You gotta let it dry, okay? Now we're gonna do the checkoff on these chests that are like a hard plastic. If you actually break your chlorhexidine and you put it on the chest, it will not dry. It'll take like 20 minutes. So you're just going to scrub vigorously, you know, but don't actually break it for checkoffs, okay? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now the other thing is when we're taking the old one off, okay, we want to pull it which way? So if the line is coming out and it's coming down this way, huh? Yeah, towards it with the insertion, right? We don't want to pull down. So if the line is like hanging down, right, you don't want to pull it from the top down because that's going to pull it out of the skin. Does that make sense? Some of these lines are going to be sutured in place, sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're indwelling, so they've just been in there for a long time. Sometimes they're fresh, you know. How often do we change the central line dressing?
Until it's dirty, or every 7 days.
All right, yeah, so it depends on the facility policy. It might be 5 to 7 days, or if it's soiled. So you walk in and you're like, oh, that looks gross. Oh, but it's done on Sunday, so I'm not gonna mess with it, right?
No.
No.
Dirty, loose, soil.
There we go, good. Okay, and then there's also these little round discs. Did you guys see those? Y'all seen them in the hospital? Antimicrobial discs? You should. No? Have you guys seen, has anybody seen a central line dressing?
Nope.
Yes.
Okay, if you have seen a central line dressing, raise your hand. Okay, so, did you see a disc?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you see a disc?
I don't know.
So,
I
maybe.
didn't pay attention. I don't know, I just put in the medicine, that's what
That's okay. That's okay. So the old school, we didn't have these antimicrobial discs. They kind of look like a little foam donut with a little slit in them. Okay, they're chlorhexidine impregnated, and so they help decrease bacterial growth. They're super cheap. Well, they're like $3 a piece. And so in a hospital scheme of things, they're super cheap. For a school kind of thing, why spend $3 on one for each one of you when I can just show you a video, a picture, and you get the idea, okay? But basically, when you put it, remember how we did the trach, how the gauze had the cut in it, right? And we put the cut up, right, so stuff drained out. Same thing with these antimicrobial discs. It's gonna have a cut, you're gonna have the cut going up so that it's sitting underneath the line. Does that sound good?
I did see it, I just Googled a picture.
It's very straightforward. Google for the win. Alright, so I got these chests that we're gonna do in 160. We're gonna spread out. You're gonna practice with a friend. There is a Tegaderm that we're gonna put on top, a big, clear, transparent dressing. Okay. Now, when we did our IV and we put the transparent dressing, we put it not really in the center, but down a little bit so that we didn't cover up the hub. You see what I'm saying? The connection point. This one is different. We want it right dead smack in the middle of the dressing. Okay? The site of insertion needs to be right in the middle of the window. All right? That way the bacteria has the furthest to get to it. Sound good? Okay. Yes, ma'am.
We only have one kit, so does that mean we're going to reuse it?
Perfect. Yes. So you're going to reuse your kit. Now, what that means for the Tegaderm, don't take it off and stick it on there. It's pretty easy. You know, while you guys are practicing, just take the Tegaderm and set it on top. Say, this is how I'd secure it. Good? I have a couple of extra kits. I don't have 30 extra kits. So if a kit gets messed up really bad, I have another one, but remember how I kind of told you guys I ordered like extra supplies a little bit at a time. I kind of build my stockpile up. I just don't have 40 extra ones sitting around. And this is not a skill that is so challenging that you need 2 kits, like one to practice and one to check off. So try to save you guys some money. This is one of those spots where I
But
try
you
to do
gave
it
us
more.
2 trick care kits.
Yeah, that was, should not have happened. So, the guys behind you only got one. Yes, ma'am.
So it's just question, another question kind of. So I was just wondering, do you kind of tell the other instructors like your expectations?
Yeah,
Because it seems like
there's a
everyone
discrepancy.
has different expectations of the checkoffs, and so I know you say to maybe like follow how you teach and all that. Well, sometimes not like so much of a difference, but still those little things that matters, and they have some other expectations that maybe